Hi, my friends. Pat Sloan here. So I tried waiting a few days because I've got allergy headache. I've got allergies, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, after it's just not calming down right now. So here I am filming. If you don't have your springy t-shirt, you should go check it out. Get one of these. Isn't this cute? Kate Spain's store, which has a merchandise that we designed together. Also, may the 4th inch be with you. If you do not have one of those yet, you want to be ready for May the 4th. Get it? May the 4th inch. May the 4th. Star Wars. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Okay, behind me is the Silver Lake, our quilt-along to support the Virginia Quilt Museum. I think you're on the last row. I lost track. I'm sorry. I was going to take this outside and film it, but it's raining, so that's not happening today. I did sew the backing. So next week I will show, hopefully I can film between now and next week this outside, and then I'll put the backing as well. I'll hang that so you can see it. So yeah, really, really, really excited about that. And it will go to the Virginia Quilt Museum. Mine will, and they can do whatever they want. What, you know, they're going to decide how they might use it for a while, and then they may eventually raffle it off or auction it. I don't know, but it'll be theirs once it's all finished. So let's take a spin around. I actually got quite motivated to do some things this week. So let's take a look. Here's where I start. The scrappy backing and binding, the little bee cross stitch, and then I gotta get some bindings done off the shelf. We are starting here with the scrappy quilt from Wendy. I look through, and Tiny Secrets, I have the lighter background with mushrooms on it, and I just think that will be perfect for this. It's got the kind of pinky reds in it and a little bit of yellow. This will be fantastic. And when I was getting that, I remembered the gingham. I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll do gingham for this binding instead of making a scrappy binding with these guys. Now, if I was doing these, what I would do, because I am not super structured about this kind of stuff, I would probably just take what the longest length is, which is here, the longest length, and just cut strips to get, you know, enough. If one of them is longer for some reason, like maybe I cut something off an end and one of them happens to be longer, I think they're all pretty much the same. This one might be a little shorter. I'm just laying it out. No, I cut things off here, so there's not quite as much. Now, people will get really, you know, detailed, like should they all be equal or not? And I have done it all different. These are fat quarters, so they'll happen to be equal. If I had other pieces to toss in here, I would just toss them in, and they would not be equal. They might be longer. They might be, you know, shorter. It's just when they're shorter than this, you're going to have lots of seams, you know, intersections, which isn't bad, except when you get to corners. You know, you don't want those, you don't want the binding pieces that are sewn together to be hitting on the corner anywhere around the end. So what I end up doing, if that's going to happen, is about out here, I will stop, cut, make a new seam on the binding, and then continue on. You know, just check it to be sure. I don't adjust it and then hit another seam. So the shorter your seam, the shorter your pieces are, the more seams you have, and the more likely you're going to have to fiddle around. Now, if I don't go that route, which I'm leaning not now, I have some options for the gingham. There was a blue, but the blue was totally different. This is aqua. This is an aqua. Okay, so I thought, well, how about the green? But it is really a totally different shade of green. It kind of is like that darker one, but so much of these pieces are the lighter one that I really don't care for that. Then I thought, okay, well, what about the red gingham? And it actually looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So the red isn't bad. It goes nice with the kind of coral peach, and then looks good with the reds if it has, you know, hits against a red. And then I have the yellow, and the yellow is beautiful. Beautiful. It's lighter, but there's different shades. There's darker yellow here, and this yellow is just a little bit darker. But it really, really looks good with yellow. So I'm leaning towards yellow, but if you were doing it, would you? I mean, I know red, everything red, and I love red, but I'm thinking of doing something a little different. But tell me what you would do: red gingham or yellow gingham, or would you stick with doing the fabrics that are in it in a really more scrappy binding? I am on a mission now to finish this one. I think it's been 3 or 4 years since I started it. This is all I have left, which is this right side, and I have learned since I started doing that I prefer to start here and stitch up in this direction, which most people, or many people, like to start up here, or they start in the middle. So I did not do that for this one. Now, you know, because I've learned since. So now my strategy is, how do I get this done as fast as possible? Because I'm tired of it. I want it done. So right now I have got a pink flower, and then up here are pink flowers. And this has the green, and this has the green, and there's actually the brown right in the middle, which is the brown of the centers. So I am going to be working on pink. I'm going to do green, and then I can do the green up here. So green, and then as I use the dark, then the lighter green, and then the pinks. Then I will do the brown and put that little brown there so that I can use the same threads up here. I don't dare try to count down to this. I don't do that well with that. So then I'll do the yellows in the center, and then this will be done. For me, the largest one will be what I want to do next. Plus is from the bottom up. That's how I like to work, and I work from the right side to the left. So I will be doing this big flower. Then I will just have this one and these. And I'll do them as like 1, 2, 3, so they will be, you know, they won't feel so big and overwhelming. And of course, the greens, I could do the stems, all the stems when I get to these, but you know, pink, blue, yellow. Now, it's possible I could do the greens here and then do this stem, so that when I'm doing these, they're more aqua. These are outside of aqua, just like these are aqua. Then I could do these aquas and that aquas. I think I'll do that. I've already finished the yellow, so, you know, down there. So that'll just be on its own. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. This pink I'll do on its own, because I don't want to have to count and mess up the count. I will do the cross sections after the whole unit's done. All right, so that is what I'm doing, and my goal will be to finish this by the end of April. That's next month. So I don't see a problem with that. But I'm working on these things pretty consistently every day. So anyways, that's how I'm thinking through it. If you can give me some ideas on how you think through things, do you kind of do that? I find it very interesting. This kind of logic. Yeah, this is kind of fun. I pulled 3 quilts that need binding. There's actually 2 more that I definitely will bind. 1 I'm iffy on, and 1 is going to a charity group. So after these 3, I have the binding on them. There's the lemon, the mushrooms. Here's the mushrooms. And then this was the March block a day from last year, I think. So I will do these 3. This is the largest one, so I'm going to do that first, because, and I think this is the second largest, and then this is the smaller. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, and I do it all by machine, so it's not so time consuming for me, and it gets it done. Why I don't do them, I don't know. I just don't. It's not my favorite thing. But I will get these 5 done, 5, and then decide on the one that's iffy, what I'll do with that. It's very, very old. Anyway, that's where I am on my thought process. And here ready to sew are the bindings. That's the museum. This is for the scrappy. Did the yellow. And then the backing for the scrappy. So I'm ready. Chain sewing the binding. Now I will just go here and rotary cut across, and then cut across to clip the sections. But they're it's kind of fun. Did both of them at the same time, just like zip, zip, zip. Then I'll go and press them all. And I sewed the Yeah, it's over here now. The backing, the seam in the backing. And then while we're here, you can see the progress. I am doing good. I think I'm doing good. Get this done by the end of April. But in April, I still have to work on the red house a little bit. A lot. And see on this chair, see these? Three bindings. Oh my gosh. I have three more that absolutely have to be done. One is Make-A-Wish and the other two are mine. And then I can look at what is left and see which things I will just not do, give to the charity groups. They can finish them, whatever. So I'm very, very excited. I'm kind of been very motivated. Okay. This is the project list, the current one. I updated it the other day. It's not very changed, but I did put on there the Good Company, which is the next quilt along with the pattern that we're going to do together. And we'll start that on April 22nd. So give me a couple of weeks here of kind of a break of so many things. And I'll also give you a chance to pick up the kit. And that one, let me show you a picture. Here is what it looks like. My buddy Kendall will be doing videos. He has started doing videos again. And you can go over to his channel. I'll link it in the description box below. And he's going to do videos for, or a video for making the blocks for this one. And he did a smaller version. So you'll get to see what a smaller version looks like for those of you who might want to do just 9 blocks. Or you might want to do like a table runner. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can join in and participate and support my channel and support Kendall's channel by sewing along. So that's good. I'm doing mine with the same fabrics, but it's a limited color palette. So it's only a few fabrics, which many of you enjoy working like that. So this is the kit for you. And here's the scrappy quilt along. I have everything ready to go. I did the mushrooms for the backing and the gingham for the binding, the little yellow gingham. And so I am super excited. My friend who is going to quilt this for me, she knows it's coming over to her. And she has, it may not get done like for a little bit longer than usual because she has some other things, but that's fine. There's no rush, but I want to hang this in my living room. It's just perfect. It is so darn cute. Here is the Socialites block. Now, you will have gotten this last Friday, and I promised that I would put them all up on the design wall, and they're behind the scrappy, so I'd use the other camera, and we can take a look at the other ones that go along with this collection. And this is over with, you downloaded my link down below, the description box or the pinned comment over at the Fat Quarter Shop's website. And also the Fat Quarter Shop is doing a video, and Gina Tell is also doing a video. She's doing the 3-inch size. This is the 9-inch size. The Socialites block so far, and on the diagram, they're actually being set just as we're sewing them, you know, in the order that we're sewing them. You could decide to change those around based on your colors later on, but here we go. And remember I said if you wanted this to have a much more red, white, and blue feel, switch out so there's a lot less green as you go along. You can see there is green in the line, so I'm using it in those different places. So yeah, Miss Rosie, or Rosie, I think it's just Rosie. Looks good. Now I've got the next block, which I just showed you, that goes there. And to wrap it up, Lynn in PA and Pennsylvania sent me this pretty card and some fun goodies. Mushrooms that will go, there's 2 of these that will go out in the garden. So darling. She also found Super Mario pen for me with the mushroom on the top and some peeps, because you gotta have peeps. Thank you, Lynn. Okay, my friends. Be sure to download, if you haven't done it lately or in for a while, at my website, the project list, so that if you want to join in and sew any of the things that I'm sewing, you'll see what they are and the kind of the time frame that I'm doing this in. Next week, I will show some goodies. I'll take some time and do that. I think it'll be really fun. Hopefully, I will personally just do those 2 bindings, 2 or 3 bindings during the week. I think I can do it. Okay, my friend. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.